Yes, dear students, I hope all of you wrote the exam very well because the chemistry easy paper, physics very easy and bio also easy. So I hope all of you wrote the exam very well. So let us check the key first chemistry. Okay. So in chemistry, the first question, let us see. So that is code QR. We are explaining code QR. The first question, if you see, spin-only magnetic moment is same for which of the following ions? Spin-only magnetic moment, those ions which have same number of unpaired electrons will exhibit same spin-only magnetic moment. Correct now? So that's why titanium 3+, scandium titanium atomic number is 22. Atomic number is 22. So configuration is 4s2 3d2, 4s2 3d2. Correct now? If I remove the 3 electrons, it will get 3d1 configuration, 3d1 configuration. After that, chromium 2+, 4s1 3d5 configuration, 4s1 3d5 configuration. 2 electrons we are removing, therefore 3d4 is remaining, 3d4 is remaining. Correct now? After that, scandium manganese 2+, chromium and manganese, 25 atomic number, 4s2, 3d2 is there, 4s2, 3d5. So 2 electrons we are removing, so 3d5 is the remaining configuration, correct? After that, iron 2+, 4s2, 3d6 is there, 4s2, 3d6. 2 electrons we are removing, so 3d6 is the remaining, 3d6 is the remaining, correct now? So scandium 3+, 4s2, 3d1, 4s2, 3d1. You are removing 3 electrons, therefore 3d0. So that means the spin-only magnetic moment is same for which of the following ions? That means same number of unpaired electrons, same magnetic moment, where you are getting here 1 unpaired electron is there, here 4 unpaired electrons are there, 3d6 means 4 unpaired electrons, 3d6 also 4 unpaired electrons. Therefore, we are getting, so the option B and D only. First option is correct. So question number 51 is first option, B and D, because both ions have 4 unpaired electrons. Clear? Let us go to the next question, 52. The most stable carbocation among the following. Very, very simple. Tertiary carbocation is more stable than secondary. Secondary is more stable than primary carbocation. We know that point. Tertiary carbocation is more stable than secondary. Secondary is more stable than primary. If you observe this, this is secondary carbocation. This is secondary carbocation. This is primary carbocation. This is tertiary carbocation. So tertiary carbocation is stable. Therefore, 52nd, fourth option is correct. Okay, tertiary carbocation, and you can see the number of alpha hydrogens also, that is more stable, tertiary carbocation. Therefore, 52nd question is fourth option is correct. 52nd question, fourth option is correct. Clear? Okay, let us do the next one. 53rd question is given. So that is given the below two statements are given. Statement 1, the boiling point of hydrides of group 16 elements, 16th group hydrides. Okay, generally boiling points directly proportional to molecular weight. That means more the molecular weight, more the van der Waals force of attraction, hence boiling point is more. But water actually should be least but exhibit highest boiling point due to extensive hydrogen bonding. Okay, so that is oxygen is highest due to intermolecular hydrogen bonding. After that, in remaining cases, you have to see molecular weight. More the molecular weight, more the boiling point. Clear? That's why here water has highest boiling point due to extensive hydrogen bonding. That is only given in statement 2 also. The statement 2, on the basis of molecular mass, water is expected to have lower boiling points than the other members of the group, but due to presence of extensive hydrogen bonding in water, it has higher boiling point. Correct? So both are correct statements. 53rd, we are taking the first option. Both statement 1 and statement 2 are true. Getting the point? Okay, so 53 is the first option. So next one, let us move to the next question. 54, match the list 1 and list 2. Matching is given. So therefore, they have given ammonia, BRF5, HCF4, SF6. The shapes. So here clearly mentioned shape or geometry. So that is, we are taking ammonia, NH3, we know that nitrogen has pyramidal structure. Ammonia has pyramidal structure like this. So trigonal pyramidal. Ammonia is trigonal pyramidal. BrF5, bromine F5. If I calculate hybridization, half into 7 plus 5, that is 12 by 2, 6. 6 means sp3d2 hybridization. sp3d2 hybridization, 5 bond pairs, 1 lone pair. 5 bond pairs, 1 lone pair. That means the shape is square pyramidal. The shape is square pyramidal, like this. That is square pyramidal we are getting. Therefore, they have given square pyramidal here. Next one, XeF4. XeF4 shape we know. Xenon tetrafluoride, square planar. Square planar structure. SF6 direct, that is octahedron. Square planar bipyramidal. Square planar bipyramidal. sp3d2 hybridization, there is no lone pair at all. So square planar bipyramidal, also known as octahedron. Octahedron. So therefore, what option we are getting 54? First option. See carefully here, A1, that means A1, that means trigonal pyramidal, pyramidal. BrF5, B4 is correct, square pyramidal. XeF4, square planar, that is C, 3 is correct. So, one second, XeF4, C. So we have given C2, 2 means square planar. SF6, octahedron, that is square planar, trigonal pyramidal, octahedral 3. Therefore, first option is correct. So 54th, first option is correct. Clear? Okay, so 54th question. Next one, 55. The highest number of helium atoms present in. Simply calculate number of moles in each case. So that is, first one, 4 moles of helium directly given, 4 into Avogadro number of atoms. Helium is a monoatomic gas, 4 into Avogadro number of moles. That is atoms. Next one, 4 unified mass of helium. So 4 unified mass means 4 AMU. 4 AMU of helium means simply 4 atoms only present. Okay, 1 helium atom, single atom of helium is 4 AMU. Okay, single atom of helium is 4 AMU. That means 4 AMU of helium is given. Helium atomic mass, if you consider helium 2 and 4, 1 atom mass. 1 atom mass is equal 4 AMU. That is also known as 4 unified mass. Okay, this is single atom. This is single atom. We can take here. So that is 1 atom. 1 atom is present. 1 atom is present. 1 atom is present. 4 grams of helium means number of moles. 4 by atomic mass is 4. 1 mole of atoms. 1 into Avogadro number of helium atoms. And 2.27 liters of helium. That means 2.27 by 22.4 liters. 22.4 liters. 22.4 liters or 22.7 liters if you take, that is known as 1 by 10, that is 0.1 moles. 0.1 mole, 0.1 into Avogadro number, 0.1 into Avogadro number here. It is 0.1 into Avogadro number, third one is 1 into Avogadro number, first one is 4 into Avogadro number of atoms, therefore 55, first option is correct. 55, first option is correct. Clear everyone? 55, first option. Next, let us do the 56. 56 question, identify the correct reagent that would bring about the following. Simple, see here, alkene is there, alkene is converting into aldehyde like this. So let us take 56, second option if you observe, BH3, hydroboration oxidation and PCC, pyridinium chlorochromate, controlled oxidation. Therefore, first you are doing like this, here CH2, CH double bond CH2, hydroboration oxidation causes anti-Marconic of addition of water without rearrangement. Anti-Marconic of addition of water without rearrangement. Then what you will get, tell me? Here CH2, CH2, CH2OH. What type of alcohol it is? What type of alcohol? Primary alcohol. Primary alcohol on oxidation. Primary alcohol on oxidation gives aldehyde. Primary alcohol on oxidation gives. So primary alcohol on oxidation, CH2 is there, CH2 is there, CHO. Remember, if you take KMNO4 or K2Cr2O7 complete oxidation, it gives carboxylic acid. If you want to control the reaction up to aldehyde stage, you have to use controlled oxidizing agents like PCC or PDC. Clear? So that's why here second option we are selecting hydroboration oxidation followed by PCC. Clear? So 56, next 57, match. Isothermal process, the process in which the temperature remains constant. Okay, so 57, fourth option we are taking as the correct answer because isothermal process means no temperature change. Isochoric process means volume is constant. Isobaric process means pressure is constant. And adiabatic process, neither heat energy absorbed nor heat energy released. There is no change in heat. Clear? So 57 question, fourth option is correct. Fourth option is correct. Clear? So A2, isothermal process carried at constant temperature. Isochoric process carried at constant volume, like this. Clear? Next, 58th question, which one of the following alcohol react instantaneously with Lucas reagent? Very simple, tertiary alcohol respond immediately within fraction of seconds, secondary alcohols in 5 minutes, and primary alcohol not responding at room temperature. Correct? So which is tertiary alcohol means in this one, 58, fourth option is correct. 58, fourth option is correct. Clear? Tertiary alcohol respond immediately. Those alcohols which form stable carbocation respond immediately. Clear? Next one, 59 question. So 58 question, tertiary alcohol. 59 question. Which of the following equilibrium Kp and Kc are not equal? We have the relation Kp is equal Kc into RT power delta N. Kp is equal Kc into RT power delta Ng. Correct? If delta Ng is equal to 0, then Kp is equal to Kc. Delta Ng is equal to 0, then Kp is equal Kc. Kp is equal to Kc. Clear? So that's why where delta Ng is 0. So they are asking Kp and Kc not equal, means not delta Ng 0. So first one, if you see two products, one reactant. Two products, one reactant. Here delta Ng value 2 minus 1 is equal to 1. Delta Ng not equal to 0. In the second case, 2 minus 2, 0. Third case, 2 minus 2, 0. And here also 2 minus 2, 0. In the remaining three options, we are getting delta Ng 0, but in first option, we are not getting delta Ng 0. Therefore, that is Kp and Kc not equal in first option. Okay, 59, first option is correct. 59, first option is correct. Next, 60, match the list 1 and list 2. Match the list 1 and list 2. See here, quantum number is given and list 2 information provided. So therefore, ml and ms and here L, N. So it is ml means magnetic quantum number. Magnetic quantum number indicates the orientation of orbital in space. And ms, spin quantum number, indicates orientation of spin of electron around its own axis. L is the azimuthal quantum number, shape of orbital. And n is the principal quantum number, it gives the size of orbital. Therefore, 60th question, second option we are considering. A, 3 is correct, orientation of orbital, spin quantum number, orientation of spin of electron. Therefore, 60, third option is correct. Clear? Next one, 61. Given below are two statements. Statement 1, if you see, aniline does not undergo Friedel-Crafts alkylation reaction. Students, remember one thing. Those, if benzene containing strong pumping or strong withdrawing groups, they do not undergo Friedel-Crafts alkylation. Okay? Strong pumping or strong withdrawing groups are present. So aniline do not undergo Friedel-Crafts alkylation because it is strong pumping group. Strong pumping group is there. So aniline do not undergo Friedel-Crafts alkylation reaction. Correct statement only. Aniline cannot be prepared through Gabriel-Thallamide synthesis. Yes, aniline cannot be prepared by Gabriel-Thallamide synthesis. Primary amines can be prepared by Gabriel synthesis, but aniline cannot be prepared. We know that point because bulky group, that is repulsions, will be there. So that's why. So therefore, 61 question, if you observe, first option is correct. 61. Both statement 1 and statement 2 are true. Clear? Okay. 62. Intramolecular hydrogen bonding is present. Generally, ortho isomers, intramolecular hydrogen bonding, and para isomers, intermolecular hydrogen bonding. Correct? So the first one is orthonitrophenol. Orthonitrophenol, intramolecular hydrogen bonding is present. Here para-nitrophenol, intermolecular hydrogen bonding is present. And it is meta-nitrophenol, intermolecular hydrogen bonding is present. HF and another HF, intermolecular hydrogen bonding. So intramolecular hydrogen bonding is present in the first option. Clear? Okay, next one. 63, on heating some solid substance, changes from solid to vapor state without passing through liquid state. The technique used for the purification. Simple, directly, they only given information. Solid directly convert into vapor state. That is, process is known as sublimation. We use sublimation process. So therefore 63, second option is correct. 63, sublimation process we take. Next one, 64. In which of the following process entropy increases? Entropy increases. When solid converts into liquid, entropy increases. Liquid convert into gas, entropy increases. Like this. If you observe 64th question, that is a liquid evaporates to vapor. Yes, entropy increases. Temperature of crystalline solid lowered from 130 to 0 Kelvin. So temperature is decreasing, means entropy decreases. And here solid converts into gaseous state, in this entropy increases. And Cl2 molecule converting into 2 chlorine atoms, number of atoms increases, entropy increases. Therefore 64th question, A, C and D. That means 64, third option is correct. 64, third option is correct. Clear? So this is the correct answer where entropy is increasing. Next one, 65. Among the group 16 elements, which one does not show -2 oxidation state? Oxygen, sulfur, selenium, tellurium, polonium. The last element do not show -2 oxidation state. So radioactive element, -2 oxidation state, that is difficult. Next one, 66. The list 1 and list 2. So conversion. See here, H2O, 1 mole of H2. So 66th question, 66. So first option we are selecting, I am explaining. H2O gives O2, -2 change to 0. Change is 2, that's why 2 Faradays are required. 1.5 moles of calcium, calcium chloride. So if we take the calcium plus 2 and calcium, 2 Faradays are required. 1 mole, 2 Faradays, 1.5 moles, 1.5 into 2, 3 Faradays are required. Number of moles of electrons equal to number of Faradays. Next, 1 mole of FeO changes to Fe2O3. Here +2 oxidation state changes to +3. +2 oxidation state changes to +3. The change in oxidation state is 1. That's why 1 Faraday of electricity we have to use. That's why A, 2 is correct and B, 4 is correct. So here I am explaining +7 oxidation state changes to +2. What is the change in oxidation state? 5. So that's why 5 Faradays. And here that is C, 1 is correct, and D, this one, 3 is correct. Clear? Next one, 67. Arrange the following elements in the increasing order of electronegativity. So most electronegative element in the periodic table is fluorine. Fluorine. After that, oxygen. After that, nitrogen and chlorine will come. So that's why fluorine is the highest electronegative element. 67. So first option we are collecting. So that means here fluorine highest electronegativity, oxygen, nitrogen, carbon 2.5 and silicon around 2.2 like that. That's why here electronegativity increasing order, first option is correct. Electronegativity increasing order. Okay, so fluorine 4 electronegativity, it is 3.5, it is 3. Next one, 68. A compound with a molecular formula C6H14 has 2 tertiary carbons. If you see the formula, C6H14, that is alkane formula. So alkane, there is no double bond at all. So 2 tertiary carbons means I can write like this. I can write like this. This is tertiary carbon, this is tertiary carbon, this is tertiary carbon. So what is IUPAC name then? 68th question, third option is correct. That is 2,3 dimethyl butane. 2,3 dimethyl butane is the answer. Because in this 2 tertiary carbon atoms are present. Clear? Next, 69. Failing solution A. We know that failing test. So it is a combination of failing solution A and failing solution B. Failing solution A means aqueous copper sulfate solution. Aqueous copper sulfate solution. Failing solution B means NaOH plus, that is sodium potassium tartarate. Sodium potassium tartarate. So aqueous solution of copper sulfate. 69, 1. 69 we are taking first option. Aqueous copper sulfate solution is known as Fehling solution A, and sodium hydroxide plus sodium potassium tartarate is known as Fehling solution B. The combination act as Fehling reagent. Clear? Aqueous copper sulfate only, that is Fehling solution A. Next one, 70. Activation energy of any chemical reaction can be calculated if one knows. We know the formula. Actually, log K2 by K1. Log K2 by K1 is equal to EA by 2.303 R. EA by 2.303 R into 1 by T1 minus 1 by T2. That means if you know that K2 and K1 rate constants, if you know the rate constants, then based on that we can calculate activation energy. Correct? So 78th question, fourth option we are taking rate constants at two different temperatures. If you know, we can calculate activation energy. We can calculate activation energy. Next one, 71. Which plot ln(k) versus 1 by t is consistent with Arrhenius equation? We have the formula K is equal to A into e power minus EA by RT. If we take logarithm, log K is equal log A minus EA by 2.303 R into 1 by T. Correct na? This is the equation. Log K to the base E, that is nothing but ln K is equal ln A minus EA by R into 1 by T. Correct? There log K to the base 10, here log K to the base E ln K. So if a plot between ln K and 1 by T, a straight line with a negative slope is obtained. A straight line with negative slope. Negative slope means fourth option is correct. Negative slope means fourth option. Correct? Straight line with negative slope. What is the slope value? Minus EA by R. Slope value is minus EA by R. Clear? 72. Match the list 1 and list 2. See here, the reaction is given and here reagents are given. So 72 question, third option we are selecting. I am explaining reason. See here, double bond is there. I am converting into ketone. Just break the double bond, put oxygen on both sides we do in reductive ozonolysis. Ozone in presence of zinc and water, reductive ozonolysis takes place. Just break the double bond, put oxygen on both sides. That's why for A, fourth one is correct. And second one, benzene is converting into this one, C6H5CO C6H5, benzophenone. That is simple. We have to do that acylation. Benzene on Friedel-Crafts acylation, we are getting this compound. Okay? So that is B is 1 is correct, and C, cyclohexanol converts into ketone. Secondary alcohol converts into ketone by oxidation. So C, that's why CrO3 you have taken oxidizing agent. And here ethyl benzene is converting into COOK, means complete oxidation by using KMnO4 and KOH. Understand? Oxidation. So this is the 72, third option is correct. 72, third option is correct. So let us go to the 73 question. The compound that will undergo SN1 reaction with fastest rate. SN1 reaction, whenever asked the question, you have to see the stable carbocation. More the stable carbocation, more the reactivity. So here it is bromide, everything is bromide only. This is here primary carbocation, it is secondary carbocation, it is phenyl bromide, phenyl carbocation you will get very less stable. And here after losing Br minus, it is benzyl carbocation, very important. Benzyl carbocation. So benzyl, after that allyl, after that tertiary. I told you BAT. So benzyl carbocation is more reactive, after that allyl, after that tertiary. So benzyl carbocation is there. So 73 question, we are taking fourth option. Clear? Next, 74. Which reaction is not a redox reaction? Redox reaction means the reaction in which reduction as well as oxidation both are involving. Okay, so 74th question, if you observe, I am selecting the fourth option. What is the reason? Barium is +2, here also +2. Chlorine is -1, here also -1. Sodium is +1, here also +1. Sulfate, here also sulfate. So there is no change in oxidation state. So in this, there is no oxidation or reduction. Okay, so that's why it is not redox reaction. It is not redox reaction. Clear? 74, fourth option. 75, if you come, given below are two statements. Two statements are given. So that is statement 1. The boiling point of 3 isomeric pentanes follows the order. So that is N-pentane, isopentane, neopentane. As the number of branches increases, boiling points decreases. As the number of branches increases, boiling points decreases. So correct statement only, that is. So 75, we are taking the first option. Statement 2, when branching increases, the molecule attains a shape of sphere. This results in small surface area. That's why boiling point decreases. So that is correct explanation. So the statement 1 and statement 2 are correct. Clear? So 75 question, first option is correct. Clear? Students, so this is Viru sir. So next to 25 questions, that is Suresh Gangeti sir will come and explain.
Hello students. Now question number 76. This is statement 1, cobalt hexamine plus 3 complex and cobalt hexafluoro plus 3 complex are octahedral. Ml6 complexes are octahedral, and in their magnetic behavior complexes are octahedral, but they differ in their magnetic behavior. Obviously, one is strong ligand, another one is weak ligand. In case of strong ligand, pairing will take place. Then the configuration is T2Z6, EZ0. And another case, cobalt plus 3, weak ligand, there is no pairing takes place. Then T2Z4 and EZ2. So in this case, unpaired electrons are available. So cobalt hexafluoride complexes paramagnetic behavior. Hexamine cobalt complexes are diamagnetic behavior. So statement 2 is C1H3 6 times plus 3 is diamagnetic and hexafluorocobalt 3 is paramagnetic. Both statements are correct only. Then both statements are correct means first option is correct. Then question number 77, this is match the following, and in this case list one. Here ethane, ethane means carbon-carbon single bond. Here carbon-carbon single bond, only one sigma bond is available. Then A is matching with 3. Here ethene, ethene means carbon-carbon double bond. Between carbon and carbon, 1 sigma and 1 pi bond is available. So 1 sigma 1 pi bond, then B is 4. And C, carbon molecule C double bond C, there are 2 pi bonds, and C is matching with 2. So A is matching with ethane 1 sigma and 2 pi bonds. So D is matching with 1. So here D is matching with 1, A is matching with 4. A is matching with 4 is this option only. So second option is correct. The next one is 78. According to, this is Henry's law constant. Henry's law constant, about they are asking about solubilities. Here, whenever Henry's constant is high, then solubility of those gases less. These are inversely proportional to each other. So lowest KH value more soluble. Then in this case, 2 into 10 power minus 5 is the B gas, and A is 145 and C is 35. Then B has highest solubility, after that C, then A. Option goes to second one. Next, 79, the energy of electron in the ground state. In this case, ground state orbit n equals to 1 helium plus ion given, that is minus x joules of energy. Then the electron, if n equals to 2 state, beryllium plus 3 ion. In this case, we know energy formula En equals to minus 13.6 into n square by this in z square in this case. So here if you consider this nth energy, in this case minus x joules given for helium plus ion. Energy, if you consider minus x, and this is considered as E0 in the ground state for that helium plus ion. Here it is helium plus is n, that is n value is z value is 2 and this is 1. In this case, so here x equals to, sorry, E0 equals to x by 4. So in this case, if you consider here beryllium plus 3 case energy, if you consider this is minus x value we are getting, if you do the proper calculation, 79 is the 79 first option is the answer. And here E0 value of Mn plus 3, Mn plus 2, in this case manganese configuration, here argon 3d5 4s2, in this case manganese plus 2, here it is argon 3d5 and Mn plus 3 is argon 3d4. Here it is number of unpaired electrons 4 and it is converting plus 3 to plus 2 means d4 to d5 configuration. So d4 to d5 configuration of option is 3, and here the reagents with glucose does not react with the corresponding reagents, means it will react with Tollens reagent, and HCN it will react, and sodium bisulfate and Schiff's reagent, these are the two no reactions we can observe. Option goes to B, B and E, that is third option. And match the list complexes. Here chelating ligand, here these are the linkage ligand is there, that is ambident ligand NO2, and here ionization isomerism, in this case coordination isomerism, here it is solvate isomerism. So in this case A is matching with 2, A is matching with option 2 and D is matching with option 1. D is option A2 and B is matching with ionization 3, and option goes to C is matching with 4, and here first option is the answer. And arrange the following elements in increasing order of first ionization enthalpy of lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon, nitrogen. In this case lithium, this is anyhow incomplete configuration, and beryllium completely filled configuration, this is 2s2, and boron incomplete configuration 2s2 2p1, carbon 2s2 2p2, and nitrogen 2s2 2p3, 2s2 2p3. Half filled and completely filled orbitals are more stable. Then energy required to remove an electron is high. Then ionization potentials are high. In that case, here least ionization potential is lithium. After that, beryllium. Then beryllium highest energy. Then lithium less than, boron less than, beryllium less than, carbon less than, nitrogen. Boron incompletely filled and beryllium is completely filled. This is the answer. Then option goes to second one. 1 gram of sodium hydroxide was treated with 25 ml of 0.75 molar HCl solution. Mass of sodium hydroxide left unreacted is equals to, here NaOH plus HCl acid base reaction produces NaCl plus water. Gram equivalence of acid equals to gram equivalence of base. Then complete neutralization takes place. Here NaOH equivalence HCl molarity given and volume given. In that case, gram equivalence of NaOH equals to gram equivalence of HCl. So here, so 0.75 into 25 by 1000, this is nothing but gram equivalence of HCl, and gram equivalence of NaOH, this is mole into N factor also we can explain gram equivalence. Here N factor of NaOH is 1, mole is nothing but this is okay, this is 1 gram. How many grams of NaOH left they are asking. So here if you calculate 1 by 40, I mean x by 40 if you consider, then from this you will get x equals to, here x equals to 1, x equals to 0.75 you will get. So here 1 gram already they given, so 1 minus 0.75, 1 minus 0.75 equals to 0.25, 0.25 grams. In case of milligrams means 250 milligrams. So option 2 is the right answer. And in this case 2a gives rise to b plus c, Kc equals to 4 into 10 power minus 3, Kc value given, and A, B, C concentrations given, and which of the following is correct they are asking. We have to consider this one, equilibrium constant and reaction quotient, the relation K equilibrium equals to Q, K equilibrium is greater than Q, K equilibrium less than Q. These are the three possibilities. Whenever Q is greater than K equilibrium, then it is considered backward reaction. Whenever K equilibrium is greater than Q, then you will get forward direction. So here Q value, if you substitute, you will get 1 because all values are equal. So here Q equals to concentration of B into concentration of C by concentration of A square, you will get 1. But already K equilibrium they given 4 into 10 power minus 3, which is lesser value. So here Q is greater than K, that is why backward direction takes place, and option goes to third option, 85. Then section B, here 86 onwards to section B. So here in quantitative analysis, group number wise they are asking, arrange the elements ions in group number. So here B is the Cu plus 2, that is belongs to first group, and if you see magnesium, this is the 8th group, and here I mean the 6th group. B and E are the 6th group, and next aluminum is coming, A is the 3rd group. So here BADCE is the option 2. And question number 87, this is alcohols reacts with PCl3 and PCl5. Whenever 3 moles alcohol reacts with 1 mole of PCl3, produces 3 moles alkyl chloride, and that is H3PO3 we are getting here. Here PCl5 RCl and HCl, and the left one is POCl3. So H3PO3 and POCl3. So option goes to here A and B, fourth option, H3PO3 and POCl3. 88. So here this is Faraday's law. According to Faraday's law, if you consider how much grams of copper deposition takes place, they are asking Faraday's first law, W equals to Z into I into T. So the time given, I value also given, amperes given, and Z chemical equivalence. If you calculate this one, you will get 0.315 is the answer. Here simply you can substitute the E by NF values also. Here that is 63 by N value 2 and 96,500. Here 9.6487 into time 100 seconds. Then if you simplify it, you will get the value as 0.315 grams. And the next one is osmotic pressure versus concentration. Here pi V equals to NR means a CRT formula. So here if you substitute the values, the temperature at which the osmotic pressure measurement is done is, then if you calculate this one, you will get almost 37 degrees Celsius if you substitute the values. So you will get 310 Kelvin actually. So if you convert into degree Celsius means that is 37 degrees Celsius. Then here alkyl, they are asking C, what is the major product? Alkyl iodide treated with sodium cyanide means nucleophilic substitution. Alkyl cyanide you will get propyl cyanide. Propyl cyanide undergo hydrolysis. Partial hydrolysis means amide you will get. That is 4-membered carbon amide you are getting here. So after that NaOH bromine means half-bond degradation. Half-bond degradation means 1 carbon less containing amines you are getting. So here you will get a propyl amine. This is CO we are removing. Propyl amine is the first option. And the correct answer here among the 4 statements. So 3 resonating structures can be drawn for ozone. Ozone has only 2 resonating structures. So BF3 has a non-zero dipole moment. It is dipole moment is 0. It's a planar molecule, trigonal planar. Dipole moment of ammonia and NF3, if you consider, NF3 has less dipole moment than ammonia. 3 canonical forms can be drawn by CO3 2 minus. Yes, carbonate ion canonical structures are 3. Then 4th option is the correct one. Then statement based question. This is also hexamine complex. One is homolytic complex, homoleptic complex. Another one is CONH3 4 times Cl2. Whenever ligands are different, then it is called as heteroleptic complexes. So first one is homoleptic, second one is heteroleptic. Statement 1 correct. And there in statement 2, that is only telling. So it has only one kind of ligand in hexamine cobalt plus 3. But in this one, 2 different ligands are there. Both statements are correct. So option 1 is correct. Then the next one is, this is alkene undergo acidic KMnO4 oxidation. KMnO4 in diluted, like alkaline KMnO4 means Bayer's reagent, that is test for unsaturation. Only double bond cleavage produces cis diols. But in this case, KMnO4 in acidic medium means complete C double bond C cleavage. Here then complete C double bond C cleavage means this side you are getting aldehyde and this side you are getting aldehyde. But in acidic medium, those aldehydes undergo further hydrolysis, produces carboxylic acid, and the option is carboxylic acid. 2 moles carboxylic acid we are getting. Here the next one is the pair of lanthanoids ion which are diamagnetic. Diamagnetic means there is no unpaired electrons. So here if you observe cerium and ytterbium, cerium is in this case a 4f0 configuration we are getting, ytterbium is 4f14 configuration we are getting. So both are no unpaired electrons. That is why this pair is considered as diamagnetic. And here once again equilibrium, a constant based question given. In this case at equilibrium NO, N2O, O2 concentrations given, and if 0.1 mole of NO is taken in a closed vessel, that means here according to the equation here N2 plus O2, if you take 0.1 initially 0, 0, 0.1 minus 2x and this is x, here if you take equilibrium constant Kc equals to N2 into O2 by NO square, that means x square by 0.1 minus 2x square you will get, and Kc they given Kc we have to calculate here, and 0.1 mole given. So if you consider these three values, we can calculate Kc value. That Kc value, if you equalize this value from this x you will get, and whatever x is nothing but that is what degree of dissociation they are asking. So that value is closely you will get 0.717. Fourth option is the answer, and this is 96. This is empirical formula based question. This is simple one. So A, B, C, there are three given. One is 32%, another one is 20%, and another remaining 100 minus 52 means 48%. So this is a percentage ratio given, and if you consider the masses, if you calculate moles based on the atomic weights, you will get this is 0.5, this is 0.5, this is 1.5 you will get. If you calculate the simplest formula here, this is 1, this is 1, this is 1.5 you are getting, 0.5 means 3 you are getting, this is 0.5 by 1.5 means 3, that means A, B, C3 we are getting. Option 2 is the answer. And the next one is the work done during reversible isothermal expansion. Reversible isothermal expansion, the formula is W equals to minus 2.303 nRT log of, in terms of pressure given means P1 by P2, here minus 2.303, N value 1 mole, R value they given, they are asking in terms of calories means 2, and that is 25 means 298 is the Kelvin, and log P2 20 by 10 means log 2. If you substitute these values, you will get with minus sign 413.14 calories only, one and only option. So option 2 is the right answer. And during the preparation of Morse salt, a Morse salt hydrolysis, to prevent hydrolysis of Fu+2 ion they are asking. So actually if you take concentrated sulfuric acid, Fu+2 ions undergo further oxidized. So to avoid that one, we are using dilute sulfuric acid to reduce the, to control the Fe+2 hydrolysis. So dilute sulfuric acid here we are using. Option 4 is the right answer. And 99, the rate of reaction quadruples when temperature changes from 27 to 57 degrees Celsius. Calculate the energy of activation. Once again, this formula, all of you know this one, log of K2 by K2 by K1 equals to EA by 2.303 into R 1 by T1 minus 1 by T2. If you substitute these values, you will get 38.04 kilojoules per mole. First option is the answer. And here major product, once again organic chemistry, the last question, this is PBr3. PBr3 is a halogenating agent, and secondary alcohol becomes halogenated, produces alkyl halide, and after that alcoholic KOH undergo dehydrohalogenation reaction. So here option 1 is the right answer. Bromination takes place, after that elimination takes place. Then A, B, this is nothing but first option is the answer. So this is about our chemistry discussion. I hope you people understood carefully, and you people got good score also in chemistry this year. Most of the people will get 180 out of 180 also. Wish you all the best for your good NEET rank.
Hello students. So you just saw that we had a paper discussion of the chemistry part. Now we will start with the paper discussion of botany. So I hope all of you were satisfied with the results, satisfied with the paper that you just gave. So we'll just quickly start with the botany discussion. So let's go with the question number 102, which says that which of the following are required for the dark reaction of photosynthesis? Now we all know that the photosynthesis is divided into two phases. One is your light reaction and the other is your dark reaction. Now light reaction is where the light is absorbed and then assimilatory paths such as ATP and NADPH is formed. Dark reaction is where the fixation of CO2 molecule will be taking place, which occurs in the stroma of the cell. So if you see the first option, light, that is required for the light reaction. So this is not there. Next we start with chlorophyll. Now chlorophyll is a pigment which is responsible for the absorption of light. So obviously this will be involved in the light reaction. Next is CO2. Now CO2, as I told you, it is fixed in the dark reaction. So obviously the raw material CO2 will be required. So this is required. NADPH and ATP are the assimilatory paths which are produced in the light reaction, utilized in the dark reaction. So therefore, in the dark reaction, which of the following is required? First is your CO2, second is your ATP, and the third is your NADPH. So which option? C, D and E. So option 3. Next. Spindle fibers attach to kinetochores of chromosome during. Now, kinetochore is the protein disc-like structure which is present around the centromere of the chromosome. Now, during the metaphase is where the spindle fibers are formed and they are attaching to the kinetochore. So, the spindle fibers attached to kinetochore at which phase? It will attach in the metaphase. Okay, metaphase is the phase where the spindle fibers will go and attach to the kinetochore. Let's proceed forward. Next, bulliform cells are responsible for. Now, bulliform cells are present in the epidermis of the leaves. Now, they are large cells and which are responsible for the curling of the leaves when the water shortage is there. Okay, so when the water is less, so what has to happen? They have to reduce transpiration. Okay, so for doing that, what they have to do? The curling of the leaves will take place in the monocots. So first, inward curling of the leaves in monocot, that occurs due to the bulliform cells. Bulliform cells loses water and they will responsible for the curling of the leaves. Protecting the plant from the salt stress, increased photosynthesis in monocots and providing large spaces for the storage of sugar. So the correct answer will be your first. Second, in the given figure, which component has thin outer wall and highly thickened inner wall? Now this differential thickening is seen in case of your guard cells. Okay, guard cells will have the differential thickening where the inner wall is thickened as well as the outer wall is thick. So which part of the diagram shows the guard cell? This is the C. C shows the guard cells. So this is your C. Next. Now, list of endangered species was released by. So, it is released in the red data list. And this red data list is released by which? It is released by IUCN. So, IUCN is the body which releases the red data list, which contains the list of endangered species. Next. Identify the part of the seed that from the given diagram which is destined to form the root. Okay, so we know root arises from where? It arises from the radicle, right? So when the seed will germinate, the radicle will give rise to the root. So out of this, which is the radicle? This is your radicle. Okay, so C part will be your radicle which will be forming the root, and D is your coleorhiza, the protective covering of the radicle. So what will form the root? That will be your radicle. Next, identify the type of flower based on the position of calyx, corolla and androecium with respect to the ovary from the given figure. So we know there are three types of flowers: epigynous, perigynous, and as well as hypogynous. Now both the diagram are your NCERT diagram of perigynous. Now many of you might have got confused in this question and would have gone either for hypogynous or epigynous, but both of the diagram is your perigynous. So option 4, perigynous. Both the diagrams are NCERT diagrams, which is for perigynous flower. Next, auxin is used by gardeners to prepare weed-free lawns. You know, auxins are used as weedicides. But no damage is caused to grass, as auxin does not affect the monocots. It is only affecting the dicots. So it promotes apical dominance, it promotes abscission in the mature leaves only. It does not affect mature cotyledonous plant and can help in the cell division in grasses to produce growth. So the auxin does not affect the mature monocot plants, it affects only the dicots. Next. Now pink flowered snapdragon. Now you know in snapdragon it shows incomplete dominance. So this is your pink flower, okay, crossed with a red flower. So red is dominant and it shows incomplete dominance. So what type of phenotype is expected from the progeny? So we know here you will get capital R, small r, capital R in the ratio 1:1. So this will be your pink and this will be your red. So we will get both pink flowers as well as the red flowers. So red flowers as well as pink flowered plants will be obtained. Next. Which one of the following is not a criteria for classification of fungi? Now morphology of mycelium, mode of spore formation, mode of nutrition. Now all the fungi are saprotrophs. Okay, they feed upon dead organic matter. So this is not a criteria which is used for classification of the fungi. The lactose present in the growth medium of bacteria is transported to the cell by the action of permease. Okay, permease, the lactose permease is the enzyme which is responsible for entering the lactose inside the cell so that the beta galactosidase can break it down into glucose as well as galactose. So here the permease is the one which will be causing the lactose to come inside the cell. Now in a plant, the black seed color is dominant over the white seed color. In order to find out the genotype of the black seed plant, with which of the following genotype will be crossed? Now you know that if you want to find the genotype of a dominant plant, the best way is to do a test cross. So either capital B will be crossed with small b, or we can say capital B, small b will be crossed with small b. So here we'll get the ratio of this as 1:1, the phenotypic ratio, and here will be 1. Okay, the phenotypic and the genotypic ratio here is 1:1 and here will be only 1. So we know what to cross it with. It will be small b because it's representing a test cross. Now, so given below are the two statements. Statement 1, parenchyma is living but collenchyma is dead tissue. Now this part is incorrect. Collenchyma is a living mechanical tissue. Sclerenchyma is the one which is a dead tissue. Second statement, gymnosperm lack xylem vessel, which is correct, but presence of xylem vessel is a characteristic feature of your angiosperm. So this statement is correct, but this statement is wrong. So statement 1 is false and statement 2 is correct, right? Next. How many molecules of ATP and NADPH are required for every molecule of CO2 fixed in the Calvin cycle? Now we know that in Calvin cycle, for fixation of one CO2 molecule, it requires 3 ATP plus 2 NADPH. NADPH. So 3 molecules of ATP and 2 molecules of NADPH will be required. Next. A transcription unit in DNA is defined primarily by the 3 regions in the DNA, and these are with respect to upstream and downstream. Now, a transcription unit has 3 parts: promoter, structural genes, and the terminator. The promoter is towards the upstream and the terminator is towards the downstream. So, we will have promoter, structural genes, and the terminator. So, with respect to upstream and downstream, it will be promoter, structural genes, and the terminator. Next. Tropical regions show greatest level of species richness because, first, the tropical latitudes have remained relatively undisturbed for millions of years. That is correct. Hence, more time was available for species diversification to occur. That is correct. Tropical environments are more seasonal. That is incorrect. They are not seasonal. They are constant. More solar energy is available in the tropics. That is correct. Constant environment promotes niche specialization, which is correct. Tropical environments are constant and predictable. That is there. So, A, C, D, and E. A, C, D, and E is the correct answer for this question. Next. The equation of Weierlust-Pearl logistic growth is dN by dt is equal to Rn K minus N by K. From this equation, K indicates K is your carrying capacity. Okay, K is your carrying capacity. The R is your intrinsic rate of natural increase. The N is your the population density. So K is your carrying capacity. Next. Which one of the following can be explained on the basis of Mendel's law of dominance? Out of one pair of factor, one is dominant and the other is recessive. That is correct. Only the dominant character will be expressed in the F1 generation and both dominant and recessive is expressed in the F2 generation. Alleles do not show any expression. The alleles will show expression in the F2 generation. And both the character appeared as such in the F2 generation. They will show expression. That's why they are appearing. Factors occur in pair in normal diploid plants. That is correct. Discrete unit controlling a particular character is called as factor. That is correct. The expression of only one of the parental characters found in a monohybrid cross. That is also correct. So answer is A, C, D, and E. A, C, D, and E only. Right. Next. Now nucleolus. Nucleolus is the site of rRNA synthesis. That is your ribosomal synthesis. Centriole. Centriole is having a cartwheel structure. Leucoplast is used for storing nutrients and the Golgi apparatus is used for the formation of glycolipids. So you can see A matches with 3, B matches with 2, the leucoplast matches with, the C matches with 4 and the D matches with 1. So this is the answer. Next, identify the correct statements. The flower of Vallisneria are colorful and produce nectar. No, Vallisneria shows hydrophily. So here it is not colorful and produce nectar because that is there in case of your entomophily or the zoophily. The flower of water lily are not pollinated with water, right? They could be wind pollination or insect pollination could be seen. In most of the water pollinated species, the pollen grains are protected from wetting. That is correct. Pollen grains of some hydrophytes are long and ribbon-like. That is correct. In some hydrophytes, the pollen grains are carried passively inside water. That is correct. So you can see that out of the statement A, B, C, D and E are correct. So B, C, D and E are correct. Next. Now rhizopus is bread mold. Astelligo is a smut fungus. Puccinia is a rust fungus and agaricus is your mushroom. So A is your 3, B is your 2, C is 4 and D is 1. So option 1. Which of the following is an example of actinomorphic flower? So Datura. Datura is an example of actinomorphic. The type of conservation in which the threatened species are taken out from a natural habitat and placed in special setting where they can be protected in the given care is actually ex situ conservation. But looking at the option which is given, It's not in situ. Semi-conservative method is there in case of your DNA replication and all. Biodiversity conservation and sustainable development. So the best answer possible for this will be your biodiversity conservation. Next. Given below are the two statements. Chromosome becomes gradually visible under light microscope during the leptotin stage. That is correct. In the compound microscope, we can see the chromosome during the leptotin stage. The beginning of diplotin stage is recognized by dissolution of the synaptonemal complex. Again, the statement is correct. So both statement 1 and statement 2 are correct. The formation of interfascicular cambium from fully developed parenchyma, this is de-differentiation. When a meristematic cell is formed from the permanent tissue, this is called as de-differentiation. Now match list 1 with list 2. Now 2 or more alternative form of a gene, that is your allele. Cross of F1 progeny with the homozygous recessive parent is test cross. We have done this in the previous question also. Cross of F1 progeny with any of the parent is your back cross. And the number of chromosomes set in the plant is your ploidy. So A will be 3, B will be 4, C will be 1 and the D will be 2. So you can see if you match the first one, you can easily get the answer for this question. Monoadelphous condition is seen in case of China rose, diadelphous in case of pea, polyadelphous in case of citrus, and epiphyllous condition is seen in case of your lily. So monoadelphous is where all the stamen will group together to form a single bundle. Diadelphous, it will form 2 bundles. Polyadelphous, it will form many bundles. And epiphyllous is where the androecium is connected with that of a corolla or the tepals. So A will be 4, B will be 2, C will be 1 and the D will be 3. So option 1. Next. Identify the step in tricarboxylic acid which does not involve oxidation of substrate. Now we know that here there are reactions where NADH and FADH2 are formed. So these are the reactions where oxidation is taking place. Okay. So malic acid to oxalic acetic acid, here the NADH is formed. Succinic acid to malic acid, here FADH is formed. Isocitrate to alpha ketoglutarate, again here NADH is formed. So all 3 are oxidation. Where it is not formed is succinyl-CoA to succinic acid, where GTP formation will be taking place. Phosphorylation is happening. Next. Now citric acid cycle will occur in the mitochondrial matrix. Glycolysis will occur in the cytoplasm. Electron transport system is present in the inner mitochondrial membrane and proton gradient is present in the intermembranous space of the mitochondria. So A will be 2, B will be 1, C will be 4 and D will be 3. So you can see that if you know the first one also, you can easily mark the question or mark the answer of the question. Now Frederick Griffith was the one who gave the principle of transformation. Francis Jacob and the Monand was the one who was associated with the Lac-Operon. Hargovan Khurana was associated with the genetic code and Michelson and Stoltz were associated with your semi-conservative nature. So A will be 3, B will be 4, C will be 1 and D will be 2. So answer option 2. Next. Given below are the 2 statements. Statement 1 says in C3 plants, some CO2 binds to rubisco, hence CO2 fixation is decreased. Yes, why? Because in the C3 plant, the photorespiration as well as the Calvin cycle will occur in the mesophyll cells only. Okay. In C4 plants, the mesophyll cells shows very little photorespiration. No, in case of your mesophyll cells, rubisco is not there. Okay, so they will not have any photorespiration. While the bundle sheath cells do not show any photorespiration. So this is wrong, whereas the above one is right. So first statement is correct and the second statement is false. So option 3. Next. Identify the correct description of the given figure. Wind pollinated plant inflorescence showing flower with well exposed stamen. This is the correct answer for this image. Okay, this is an NCERT image. So I'm pretty sure you will be aware of it, that the wind pollinated plant inflorescence, it is showing in the diagram. Okay. Now rose is a perigynous flower. Pea will have marginal placentation. Cotton has twisted estivation, and mango is a drupe. So you can see from every part of the chapter they have picked up statements and framed as a match the following. So rose will be perigynous, so A will be 2, B will be 4, C will be 1 and the D will be 3, right? Next. Read the following statement and choose the set of correct statements in the members of PO5C. Asexual reproduction usually occur by biflagellated zoospores. That's correct. Zoospore means the one which is flagellated and motile. Sexual reproduction by oogamous method only. Now, only is not correct. You can see isogamous and anisogamous also there, but not only oogamous. Now, stored food is in the form of carbohydrates, which is either mannitol and laminarin, which is correct. The major pigments found are chlorophyll A, C and carotenoids and xanthophyll. The specific xanthophyll is fucoxanthin. Vegetative cell have a cellulosic cell wall, usually covered on the outside by a gelatinous coat of alginine, which is correct. They have the algin to be present. So A, C, D and E. A, C, D and E. So option 3. In an ecosystem, if the NPP of the first trophic level is 100x, so NPP is equal to 100x. Now we know that GPP, or we can say NPP is equal to GPP minus the respiratory loss. Minus the respiratory loss, right? So here we have given 100x and we know the 10% law, that means the GPP was 1000x. Okay, so when we see that in case of your 10% law, only 10% of the energy is passed on to the next trophic level. So the first trophic level has a GPP of 1000x. Second trophic level due to the 10% law will be 100x and the third trophic level will be your 10x. So what will be the GPP? Now here you have to be very careful with the question because they are asking GPP, not NPP. The GPP will be 10x, but the NPP will be your x. GPP is the gross primary productivity, the amount of food which is available to them. Next. Which of the following statement is correct regarding the process of replication? Now again here they are talking about replication, so you have to be very careful. First options, DNA dependent DNA polymerase catalyzes polymerization in one direction, that is 3' to 5', which is wrong. DNA dependent DNA polymers always work only in 5' to 3'. So DNA dependent RNA polymerase catalyzes polymerization in one direction, that is 5' to 3'. Third is DNA dependent DNA polymerase catalyzes polymerization in 5' to 3' as well as 3' to 5', that is again wrong. And the fourth is DNA dependent DNA polymerase catalyze polymerization in 5' to 3' direction. Now many students might get confused between option 2 as well as option 4. But you have to understand they are asking about replication. This is RNA polymerase. So it is not undergoing replication of the DNA. So the answer will be your fourth option. Which of the following are fused in somatic hybridization during the two varieties of plant? That will be your protoplast. Two protoplasts could be fused. Protoplasts are the plant cell without the cell wall. They fuse together to form the somatic hybrids. Spraying sugarcane crop with which of the following plant growth regulators increases the length of the stem, thus increasing the yield? That will be your gibberellin. Gibberellin is responsible for your internodal elongation in the plants. Next, list 1 and list 2. Robert May is responsible for the global species diversity at about 7 million. So according to Robert May, the global species diversity is 7 million. Alexander von Humboldt gave the species area relationship. Paul Ehrlich gave the rivet popper hypothesis, and David Tillman gave the long-term ecosystem experiment using the outdoor plots. So A will be third, B will be first, C will be your fourth, and the D will be your second option. So therefore, second option. DNA present in the chloroplast. Now again here you have to remember, in the chloroplast you have double-stranded naked circular DNA. Okay, so it is circular DNA and double-stranded. Circular DNA and double-stranded. Next, match list 1 with list 2. Down syndrome, it is due to the trisomy of 21st chromosome. Beta thalassemia, that is due to the chromosome number 16. Alpha thalassemia is chromosome 16, beta thalassemia is chromosome 11, and Klinefelter syndrome is because of chromosome X. So A will be your third option. So by this only we can get the correct answer if you know it, and it's a very easy question. Now, which of the following is the correct product of the DNA-dependent RNA polymerase? Remember here, we are synthesizing the RNA molecule to the given template. So, they have given the template strand. Now, first of all, we know that in case of RNA, the thymine is not there, so this option gets negated. So, if you use the complementary rule, so we know that the 5' opposite to T, A will come. Opposite to A, U will come, then G will come, then U will come, then A will come, then C, C, G, U, 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 A, U, A, G, G, A, sorry, G, 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 U, A, G, U. So you can see that in front of A, it will pair with U, G will pair with C. Okay, so you can see, and if you match, you will get the correct answer as the first option. Right. Okay. Now exonema. Exonema is where it will be matching with the cilia and flagella. The cartwheel pattern will be your centriole. Crista will be there in mitochondria and satellite will be there in the chromosome. So exonema, A will be 2, B will be 1, C will be 4 and D will be 3. That is there. Now dikinesis. Now dikinesis is the completion of terminalization of chiasmata. Packetine stage is where the appearance of the recombination nodule will occur. Zygotine is where the synaptonemal complex is formed. Leptotine is where the chromosome look like the thread-like structure. So A will be your second option, B will be your fourth option, C will be your first option, and this will be your this option. So option 3. Which of the following are the stages of cell division? So first, the gap phase, gap 1 will occur, then the synthesis phase will occur, then gap 2 phase will occur, and then the karyokinesis will occur, and then the cytokinesis will occur. So this option matches will be your fourth option. Now given below are the two statements. Mitochondria and chloroplast are both double membrane bound organelle, which is correct. Inner membrane of mitochondria is relatively less permeable. Now this is the NCERT line where they have replaced the chloroplast with mitochondria. inner membrane of chloroplast was given in NCERT, relatively less permeable as compared to the mitochondria. So therefore the statement 1 is correct, but statement 2 is false. So statement 1 is correct and the statement 2 is incorrect. That is there. Now given below are the two statements. Gauss's competitive exclusion principle states that two closely related species competing for same resource, not different resource. So this statement is incorrect. According to Gauss's principle, during competition, the inferior will be eliminated. That is correct. So statement 1 is correct, but the statement 2 is false. Now RNA polymerase 3, termination of the transcription. So we have to match the following. So RNA polymerase 3 will be responsible for the tRNA molecule, splicing will be this one, termination will be a rho factor, and the Tata box will be a promoter. So A will be 4, B will be 3, C will be 1, and the D will be 2. Now, as per the ABO blood grouping system, the blood group of father is B positive and the mother is A positive. So the father has to be B positive. So it could be IB, IB, or it could be IB, I. This is the father. The mother is A positive. So mother could be IA, IA, or IA, I. So this could be your mother. And the child is O positive. So child has to be small I. And the child can get small I only if one I is coming, one recessive allele is coming from the father, one coming from the mother. So the genotype of father, mother has to be this. So here this. So this cannot be, as well as these two options cannot be. Okay, so option A only. So we just finished with the discussion of the botany section of the paper. I hope all of you did really well in the exam and all of you will be coming out of flying colors. So all the very best for the result, and we will now proceed to the next section. Thank you.
Yeah, now let us discuss about the zoology section. So directly I am coming to the question number 101. So here they are asking lecithin, a small molecular weight organic compound found in living tissue, is an example of what? See, don't confuse between the lecithin and lectin. Lectin is your secondary metabolite, right? But lecithin is what? Is a phospholipid. Next, what is the fate of a piece of DNA carrying only gene of interest which is transferred into an alien organism? The piece of DNA would be able to multiply by itself. It can't multiply. So that is why we need what? Vectors, right? So it cannot be. Then it may get integrated into host genome of the recipient. That is correct. It may multiply and be inherited along with the host DNA. Yes. The alien piece of DNA is not an integral part. No, it is an integral part. It will become an integral part. It shows the ability to replicate it. This point is being confusing, right? But now you can see by remaining options you can easily select that. We know that B and C is correct. Okay, and what is wrong? A and D is wrong. So in your choice there should not be A and D. So A should not be there, A should not be there, D should not be there. So B and C only. So don't get confused by the E. Okay, so answer will be third one. Next, given below are the two statements. Statement 1, Bt toxins are insect group specific and coded by Cry1AC. Yes, true. Okay. And Bt toxin exists as an inactive protoxin in Bacillus thuringiensis. However, after ingestion by the insect, the inactive protoxin get converted into active form due to the alkaline pH, right? Not acidic pH. So statement 2 will be wrong. Statement 1 is true. This one is false. Sorry. Statement 1 is true and 2 is false. Third one. Then match the column. Clostridium butylicum. It is used for the production of butyric acid, and Saccharomyces cerevisiae, Baker's cyst, that is for ethanol. So A should be 3 and B should be 1. A should be 3, B should be 1. So eliminate option number 2 and 4. Now C2 or C4. See, Streptococcus species and Trichoderma polysporum. Trichoderma polysporum is what? It is cyclosporin A and Streptococcus streptokinase. So C should be 4. So answer should be third one. A3, B1, C4 and D2. Next, inhibition of succinic dehydrogenase enzyme by malonate is a classical example of, it is what? Competitive inhibition. Competitive inhibition is what? Where the enzyme and the inhibitor compete for and the substrate compete for the active site of the enzyme. Hint 2, always cut the DNA molecule at a particular point. Recognition sequence it consists of 8 base pair, just like your EcoR1. So answer will be 1. The capacity to generate a whole plant from any cell of the plant is called as totipotency. Totipotency is the ability of a cell to give rise to any kind of cells, right? So that is totipotency. Example will be your callus. The cofactor of the enzyme carboxypeptidase. Carboxypeptidase is a direct question. Carboxypeptidase cofactor is what? Zinc. Zinc acts as the cofactor of carboxypeptidase. Then match the list. GLUT4. GLUT4 is what? It's a glucose transporter. Glucose transporter. So A should be 4. Insulin is a hormone. So A4, B1. A4, B1. Answer will be first one. Trypsin is what? Trypsin is the digestive enzymes and collagen is intercellular ground substance. Next, Match the list. Again, common cold. The causative organism of common cold, we know it is rhinovirus. Hemozoin is the toxin molecule released by Plasmodium. Widal test is for typhoid. Allergy is caused due to dust mites. Okay, so A should be 3, B1, A3, B1. Answer will be 3. Cocaine. Cocaine is obtained from Erythroxylum coca. Heroin is obtained from Papaver somniferum. Morphine is an effective sedative, right? Painkiller. And marijuana, cannabis sativa. So A3, B4. A3, B4. Next, fibrous joint. Fibrous joint, you know, it is a immovable joint, right? So it should be present in the skull and don't allow any movement. That is your fibrous. Cartilaginous partial movement. Okay, so it should be first one adjacent vertebrate, vertebrae limited movement. Okay, hinge joint is what? Is your knee and elbow. And ball and socket, this one. So A should be 3. Only one option you can see, A3. So you can get the answer. So answer will be 4th. Next, which of the following is an autoimmune disorder? You know that autoimmune disorder is a disorder where we produce antibody against our own cells, right? So myasthenia gravis, yes, myasthenia gravis where we produce the antibody against the acetylcholine receptors present on the muscles membrane. Okay. Rheumatoid arthritis, here we produce the antibody against the synovial membrane. Gout is the deposition of uric acid. It is not an autoimmune disorder. Muscular dystrophy is also not, it is a genetic disorder, right? So A and B. What about E? Now E is not there in your NCERT. You have not heard about this term also, right? Systemic lupus erythematosus. But without the information about E also, I can find the answer. Because I know that A is correct, B is correct, and C and D is incorrect. So my option should not contain what? C and D. C should not be there, D should not be there. So answer will be second one, A, B and E. Actually SLE is a disease, autoimmune disease where majority of our body parts will be affected, like your skin, heart, brain, etc. will be affected. Next, so here answer will be second one. Which of the following is not a component of fallopian tube? Fallopian tube, we know it is consisting of infundibulum, isthmus and ampulla, right? So uterine fundus is not a part. So uterine fundus is what? It's a uterus, means this part is called as uterine fundus, right? So answer will be 1. The flipper of penguin and dolphin are the example of. Flipper of penguin helps in swimming or water adaptation. In dolphin also, it's a water adaptation. Function is same, but one is bird, another one is mammal. So it is an analogous organ. It's an example of analogous organ. So analogous organs explains convergent evolution. Next, again one match the column. Here the easy one I will choose. Alpha-1 antitrypsin. It is used to treat the disease emphysema. And enzyme replacement therapy is used against SCID, ADA deficiency, right? So A should be 3 and D should be 1. A should be 3 and D should be 2. D should be 2. Here it is 4. So answer will be third one. So here B, Cry1 AB is for corn borer and Cry1 AC is cotton bollworm. Next, in the following diagram, which is showing the restriction sites in E. coli cloning vector PBR322, find the role of X and Y gene. X we know it is your ORIC. Okay, and Y is what? It is nothing but ROP, right? And you know that origin of replication, where replication starts and ROP produce some proteins that helps in replication. So let us see, the gene X is responsible for resistance antibiotic, no. The gene X is responsible for controlling the copy number of the linked DNA, and Y for protein involved in the replication of plasmid. So answer will be 2, second one. Next, the breastfeeding during the initial period of infant growth is recommended by doctors for bringing a healthy baby. Why? Because the colostrum contains huge amount of IgA antibody, right? So colostrum contains several antibody, absolutely essential antibodies, okay? And absolutely essential to develop the resistance for the newborn baby. So it is correctly explaining also. So both the statements are correct and it is a correct explanation also. Correct explanation. Next, the TI plasmid of Agrobacterium tumefacium. TI stands for what? Tumor inducing. Direct question this is. Next, match the column. So pleurobrachia is an example of phylum Ctenophora. Radula is the rasping organ present in the mouthparts of mollusca. Stomachod is the buccal diverticulum that we find in hemichordates, and air bladder is present in bonifaces, osteichthyes. So A should be 2, A should be 2, B1, A2, B1, second one. Next, given below are some stages of human evolution, arrange them in correct sequence, past to recent. Past to recent. Recent means Homo sapiens. Homo sapiens, before that Neanderthalness. Neanderthal. Okay. And then Homo erectus, Java man, Peking man, etc. Right. So this should be 2 and then Homo habilis. So A, C, past to recent. Past is A, D, C, B, A, D, C, B, fourth one. Next, which of the following is not a steroid hormone? Steroid hormone means what? Fat soluble, right? So glucagon is a protein hormone. Insulin, glucagon are protein hormone. Remaining testosterone, progesterone, cortisol, these are the example of steroid hormone, lipid hormone. In both sexes of cockroach, a pair of jointed filamentous structures called anal cerci are present on 10th segment, because both of them, the 10th terga is present. Which of the following factor will not affect the Hardy-Weinberg equilibrium? Will not affect. So Hardy-Weinberg equilibrium is saying in a randomly mating population, if there is all these 5 factors are absent, then what happened? The total gene and genotype frequency remains constant generation after generation. That means constant gene pool. Okay. So it will not affect. But if there is a genetic recombination, if there is gene migration, if there is genetic drift, if there is mutation, then what happens? Hardy-Weinberg equilibrium can be affected. So which one is not affecting Hardy-Weinberg equilibrium? Constant gene pool. So next, again match the column. So here I'll select the easy one. What I feel easy is hypothalamus. We know that hypothalamus produce what? Hormones. Which hormone? Your oxytocin, your vasopressin, these are produced by the neurosecretory cells, right? So hypothalamus should be neurosecretory cell. B should be 4. Okay, it's easy. Lucky, only one option is there. So A is 3, pons should be, it is a connecting link between the different region of the brain. Okay. Medulla is controlling your involuntary activities like your respiration, gastric secretion, and cerebrum. Cerebrum provide additional space for neuron and regulate the posture and balance, cerebellum. Okay. So answer will be second one. Next, FSH act is the accession region question. So FSH acts upon ovarian follicle in female and Leydig cell in male Leydig cell is wrong, right? Leydig cell is what? Interstitial cells. An interstitial cell is stimulated by interstitial cell stimulating hormone ICSH, which is called as LH in female. So assertion is wrong. Growing ovarian follicle secrete estrogen in female while interstitial cells secrete androgen in male human being. This is true. So assertion is true. Sorry, assertion is false, but reason is true. Option 4. Next, which of the following is not a natural or traditional contraceptive method? See, there are 3 natural contraceptive method is there: coitus interruptus, lactational amenorrhea, and periodic abstinence. Whereas vaults are what is the physical barrier used by females. So it is not a natural one. So answer is 4th. Match the list. Non-medicated IUD, Lippis loop, because Lippis loop will not release any ions like copper or any hormones, so it is called as non-medicated. So copper releasing is multi-load 375, hormone releasing is LNG 20, levonorgestrel 20, and implant will be progestogens. It is one of the sex hormone. Okay, so answer should be A3, B1, C4 and D2. So answer is 2. Consider the following statements, okay, and choose the correct answer from the option given below. Annelids are true coelomate. Yes, they are eucoelomates, true. Poriferans are pseudocoelomate. No, poriferans, they don't have coelom. Their body cavity is represented by their body cavity is represented by paragastric cavity, right, or spongocoel. Aschelminthes are acoelomate. No, they are pseudocoelomate actually. So this is also wrong. Platyhelminthes are acoelomate. So it is also wrong. So only first statement is correct. A only. Annelids are true coelomate. These are the 3 type of muscles. A, B, C, identify the correct matching pair. So by seeing this one only, I can identify this is my skeletal muscles, this is the smooth muscles, and this is the cardiac muscles, right? So smooth muscles, toe. In the toe, smooth muscle is not present, or first one is not smooth muscle. First one is skeletal muscles. It is present in tricep. Yes, true. Second one is smooth muscle, stomach, and this one is cardiac muscle present in the heart. Okay. Third option, skeletal is bicep, that is also true. Second one, involuntary intestine, that is also true. But third one is cardiac muscle, it is not smooth muscles. Okay. So this is also wrong. First one is not involuntary muscle. So answer is here, second one. Next. Following are the stages of pathway of a conduction of an action potential through the heart. So we know without seeing these options, I can say that ultimately the wave of depolarization reaches in Purkinje fiber and begin in SA node. So I have to see where Purkinje fiber is last and SA node should be first. EB, only one choice. Okay. SA node, then to AV node, then AV bundle, then bundle branches, and then Purkinje fiber. So answer is 1. Okay. Lipase. Lipase is the enzyme that breaks the lipids, which contain which bond? Ester bonds. So lipase is ester bond. Nuclease break nucleic acid, which contain phosphodiester bond. Protease, peptide bond, protein digesting enzyme, and amylase break the carbohydrates, right, glycosidic bond. So A to B4, A to B4, C1, D3, option number 3. Next, which of the following factors are favorable for the formation of oxyhemoglobin in alveoli? Oxygen need to combine with hemoglobin. So for that, what happened? Your partial pressure of oxygen should be high and pH should be alkaline. Okay, that means either you can say pH is high or H plus is low, right? This is the condition we have studied. So high partial pressure of oxygen and high PCO2. No, high PCO2 is not favorable. High PO2 and lesser H plus concentration, yes. Low PCO2 and high H plus condition means what? Acidic condition. So oxyhemoglobin formation is favored by alkaline condition, not by acidic. And also low temperature, not high temperature. So answer is second one. Next, again one match the column. Pterophyllum. Pterophyllum is the scientific name for angelfish. Myxine is the hagfish. Pristis is the sawfish. And Exocetus is the flying fish. So A should be 3. A3B 1. A3B1, C2 and D4. Next again, match the column. Typhoid. Typhoid is caused by Salmonella typhimurium. It's a bacteria. Okay. Leishmaniasis, it is not there in your NCERT, so leave it. Ringworm, fungus. And filariasis, it is caused by an nematode. And Leishmania is what? It is a protozoa actually. So A should be 4. See. So without looking at the Leishmaniasis also, I can find the answer. Next. Which of the following statement is incorrect? A bioreactor provides optimal growth condition for achieving the desired product. Yes, true. Most commonly used bioreactor are stirring type. Yes. Bioreactor are used to produce small scale bacterial culture. No, generally we produce in large scale. The capacity of bioreactor may be around 50,000 liter. Okay. So it seems to be incorrect. Bioreactor have an agitator system, an oxygen delivering system and foam controlling system. That is also true. So which one is incorrect they are asking. So answer is third one. Next, statement 1. In the nephron of descending limb of loop of Henle is impermeable to water and permeable to electrolyte. So this is the nephron. This is the loop of Henle, DCT, CD, right? Now, this is the descending limb of loop of Henle and it is the ascending limb. So, descending limb here what happened? Water can come out but impermeable for ions. Impermeable for ions. But what they are saying? They are saying the descending limb of loop of Henle is impermeable to water. No, it is permeable to water. The statement is wrong. The proximal convoluted tubule, PCT, is lined by simple columnar. It is not columnar, it is cuboidal epithelium to increase the surface area for maximum absorption. So this statement is also wrong. So both statement 1 and 2 are false. Second one. The presence or absence of hymen is not a reliable indicator of virginity. True. And the hymen is torn during the first coitus only. No, due to some sports activity also it can be torn. So statement 2 is wrong, statement 1 is correct. Answer is third one. Next again one match the column. Expiratory capacity. Expiratory capacity is what? Expiratory reserve volume plus residual volume, no. Tidal volume plus inspiratory, tidal volume for expiratory reserve volume plus tidal. Here very easily you can find out with the by seeing B. See, functional residual capacity. Functional residual capacity is what? Is the volume of air that remain in your lungs, right? That is RV plus ERV. That is your functional residual capacity. So B should be fourth one. So how many before? Only one option. You can see here. A is expiratory capacity is what? Tidal volume plus expiratory reserve volume, right? Vital capacity is what? Vital capacity is expiratory is ERV plus TV plus inspiratory reserve volume, and D is 3. So this time they have given many match the column option, but one thing is what? By seeing one option you can identify, no need to go through all the options. The question paper has been set in that way. Next, here is again match the column: Mesozoic era, Proterozoic era, Cenozoic era, Paleozoic era. Okay. So easy one, I'll choose mammals. Mammals are predominant. The golden age of mammals is the Cenozoic era where we are living now. This is now is Cenozoic era. So Cenozoic era is mammal. Okay. Mesozoic era, you know that Jurassic period. So Jurassic period is coming under what? Mesozoic era. So in Mesozoic era it is the golden age of reptiles. So A should be third one here, right? And Paleozoic era, I'll go with this, and Proterozoic era is still old, so I can go with the lower invertebrate. So Cenozoic era, C is 4, A is 3. C4, A3. Answer should be fourth one. Next, unicellular glandular epithelium, compound epithelium, multicellular glandular epithelium, endocrine glandular epithelium. There is salivary gland, goblet cell. We know that goblet cells are what? They are the unicellular glands. So directly I will go with A is 3. So you can see, without breaking your head, you can get the answer. B is 4. Compound epithelium you can find on the moist surface of the buccal cavity, right? C is 1. Multicellular gland is your salivary gland, that is the example. And endocrine glandular epithelium you can find in pancreas. So answer is third one here. Next, again match the column. The structure used for storing of food, that is the stomach, or we can say crop in case of insects. A is 4. When 2A is 4, okay. A ring of 6 to 8 blind tubules at the junction of foregut and midgut, that is called as hepatic caecae or gastric caecae, you can say. Ring of 100 to 150 yellow colored thin filament at the junction of midgut and hindgut, that is the excretory structures called as Malpighian tubule. And the structure used for grinding the food is the gizzard. This is the alimentary system or digestive system of cockroach. So answer we will find A is 4 and B is 2. A4, B2, first one. Next, choose the correct statement given below regarding juxtamedullary nephron. Juxtamedullary nephron means what? Juxtamedullary nephron means this is the medulla and this is the cortex. So here you will be finding your Bowman capsule, PCT, then a long loop of Henle that run deeper side into the medulla, and again the DCT, collecting duct, right? This is the juxtamedullary nephron. So juxtamedullary nephron located in the columns of botany, no, majority part is present in the cortex. Renal corpuscles of juxtamedullary nephron lies in the outer portion of the renal medulla. Renal corpuscles of juxtamedullary nephron lies in the outer portion of the renal medulla, no. Because you can see here the loop of Henle is present in the medulla. Loop of Henle of the juxtamedullary nephron runs deep into the medulla. Yes, this is true. Loop of Henle of juxtamedullary nephron runs deep into medulla. Juxtamedullary nephron outnumber the cortical nephron, no. Actually cortical nephron comprises of around 85%, whereas juxtamedullary just 15%. So answer will be third one. So there is a statement based question again. The cerebral hemisphere are connected by nerve tract known as corpus callosum. The brainstem consists of medulla oblongata, pons and midbrain, not cerebrum. So this is false. So statement 1 is correct, but statement 2 is incorrect. Next, identify the correct option A, B, C, D with respect to spermatogenesis. Okay. So GnRH is released from the hypothalamus and it stimulate pituitary. So under the influence of GnRH, the pituitary will be releasing LH and FSH. So first should be FSH. So I'll eliminate this two. Now you know that LH is also called as ICSH. Just now I discussed, right? In previous question, ICSH, interstitial cell stimulating hormone. Who is that interstitial cells? They are nothing but Leydig cells. So LH should act on whom? B should be Leydig cells. So second, I have eliminated this one, I have eliminated this one. So answer should be first one. So FSH, this should be Leydig cell. FSH is acting on Sertoli cell and D is the spermiogenesis. So answer will be first one. Next, bone marrow is the main lymphoid organ where all blood cells including lymphocytes are produced. Yes, true, it is a NCERT statement. Both bone marrow and thymus provide microenvironment for the development and maturation of T lymphocyte. Yes, this is also true, NCERT statement. So both the statements are correct. Okay. Next, regarding catalytic cycle of an enzyme action, select the correct sequential step. So first what happen, enzyme will act on the substrate, then they will form enzyme substrate complex, right? Then they will produce an intermediate, then enzyme product, and then enzyme will be separated and product will be separated. That we have studied. We need to arrange them in order, okay? So substrate binding to the active site, yes, E should be first. Then binding occur, then okay, A or D. Chemical bond of the substrate broken or substrate enzyme complex form. It is what? Substrate enzyme complex. So after E, A should come. So answer is first one. Okay. Then chemical bonds will be broken, new bonds may be formed, release a product, and then enzyme will be free. So answer is first one. Next, match the column is the question from ECG. P wave is what? Depolarization of the atria. QRS complex is the depolarization of the ventricle. Okay, and T wave is the repolarization of ventricle. Okay, so and obviously D will go with first one. Don't break your head. What is TP gap? So obviously if 3 is matched, the D should go with the first one where heart muscles are electrically silent. So A should be 3. Only one option. No need to check all. A3, B2, C4 and D1. Next, exophthalmic goiter. You know that exophthalmic goiter where eyeball protrude out, that is due to the hypersecretion of thyroid hormone. So A should be third one. Then acromegaly. Acromegaly is what? Hypersecretion of the growth hormone in adult. Excessive secretion of growth hormone. Cushing syndrome. Cushing syndrome is what? The excessive secretion or hypersecretion of cortisol. And cretinism is the hyposecretion of thyroid hormone. So A should be E, third one. A should be third one. B should be 4. Okay, B should be 4. C should be 1. Then fourth one. And D should be 2. So answer is 4. The following are the statements about non-chordates. Choose the most appropriate answer from the option. About non-chordates they are asking, right? Pharynx is perforated by gill slits. No, it is a vertebrate characteristics. No. Notochord is absent. Yes, true. Central nervous system is dorsal. We are having dorsal nerve cord, right? Our spinal cord. So they are having ventral, so it is wrong. Heart is dorsal. We are having ventral heart. They are having dorsal heart. This is true. Posternal tail absent, that is true. That is also a vertebrate characteristic. So which is true? B is correct, D is correct, E is correct. B, D, E. B, D, E. Third one. Okay, so that's all about the zoology questions. Okay, so now we will move to different chapter, that is subject, that is physics. Hello dear students. So let's start with the physics paper discussion of NEET UG 2024. I hope all of you have done excellent in this paper. Okay, so let's start with the question number 1 of physics. A bob is whirled in a horizontal plane by means of a string with an initial speed omega and tension is T in this situation, and we are increasing the speed to 2 omega and we are keeping the radius same. So tension will be equals to m omega square r. Now if we change the tension, because why tension will be changed? Because omega is changing. So this will be m 2 omega whole square into r. So divide this. So from here t dash will be 4 times of t. That means for question number 1, the correct answer is second option. Let's move to question number 2. A particle moving with uniform speed in a circular motion. See, in circular motion, even if the speed is uniform, speed is constant, the direction is continuously changing, and even the acceleration direction is also continuously changing. So that is the reason why it will be varying velocity and varying acceleration. Okay, so for this, third option is correct. Logic circuit provides, here the input and output is given to us. So we can clearly see here the value of B bar for this is 1, 1 bar is 0, 0 bar is 1, 1 bar is 0. So that means Y is nothing but it is equals to B bar. So third option. Let's move to the next question. Here in this question, the north pole is going away. That means the current will induce in this such a way that it will try to attract the north pole. If it will try to attract the north pole, that means if this will behave like a magnet, then here it should be south pole and here it should be north pole. That means the direction of current should be from A to B. Now, if you see in this, north pole is south is going closer to this solenoid, that means it will try to repel the south. So repel means this side it should be south and this side it should be north. So for this, the direction of current should be from D to C. So that means first option is the correct one. Question number 5th. See, in this question, you leave assertion. First of all, you read region. We know that the potential formula is Kp by R square. So this is a wrong statement because here they have given 2P by 2Kp by R square. So this is wrong. So region is false. Now you read the options. A is true, but R is false. A is false, but R is true. Now in this, assertion can't be false. Why? Because none of the option in which the both of them is false. So that's the reason why this will be true. Even without calculation, we can answer this. Now, if you want to do calculation, then we know that potential formula is Kp by R squared. So you substitute the value, you will get this option. Now, question number 6. Here again, this is a direct NCERT based question we are having. Now, in this, first of all, we know that for non-magnetic, susceptibility will be 0. Now, for diamagnetic, it is a small and negative. So now read the options. A, diamagnetic, it has to be 2, right? Then for D, it has to be 1, correct? So first one is the correct answer, that's it. Even you don't check the entire options, then also will get the correct answer. Question number 7. Here we have to find out the magnitude of magnetic moment. Now we know that the time period is 2 pi under root of I divided by mb. So we need to calculate the value of magnetic moment. In this question, here 20 oscillations are completed in 5 seconds. That means one oscillation will be completed in 5 by 20 seconds, which is equals to 1 by 4 seconds, right? So that means time period is 1 by 4, which is equals to 2 pi under root of I value is given to us in the question, which is 9.8 into 10 to the power minus 6 divided by m into B value is given to us in the question, which is 0.049, right? So from here, when we solve it, we are going to get the value of m as 1280 pi square into 10 power minus 5. They are asking x, so that's why this will be the answer. Now next question is again purely formula based. We know the relation of voltage and the number of turns. So here we can write Vs divided by Vp is equals to Ns divided by Np, right? We have to find out Vs by Vp, and here they have given Np by Ns. So Ns by Np will be how much? Just take the reciprocal. So Vs divided by Vp should be equals to 2 by 1. That means the correct answer is second option. Let's move to the next question. In this vernier caliper, this is the question from vernier caliper, and again it's a purely formula based database question. So we know that the least count is equals to B minus A divided by B into M. So B is given as n plus 1 and A is given as n. So we can substitute the value n plus 1 minus n divided by n plus 1. Now here this is given in terms of mm. So 0.1 into 10 to the power minus 3 will be in terms of meter, but answer we have to give it in terms of centimeter. So that means we have to multiply here with 100. So this, when you do this calculation, we are going to get 1 divided by 100 into n plus 1. So check the answer, what it will be? It will be option 2. Let's move to the next question. Horizontal force is applied, how much it is? 10 Newton. We have to find out force exerted by block A on block B. That means we have to calculate normal force. This is a simple question again from Newton's laws of motion. So here, when you take it as one system, then we know that acceleration of the system will be 10 divided by 5, which will be 2 meter per second square. Now we have to calculate normal between A and B. So let's draw the FBD of B. So when we draw the FBD of B, this will be NAB, and I'm drawing the FBD only in horizontal direction. And what is the acceleration of this? 2 meter per second square. So from here, NAB should be equals to 3 into 2, which is equals to 6 Newton. So now check the options. That means for this, third option is the correct answer. Let's move to the next question. Now this question you don't have to use any pen paper, directly also we can answer here. Simply when we compare the standard equation of SHM, then we got this is A, right? This is omega. Standard equation is what? A sine omega t plus phi. So that means omega is how much? Pi. Amplitude is how much? A is equals to 5 meter. Time period is 2 pi by omega. 2 pi divided by pi, which is equals to 2 seconds. That means for this question, the correct answer is 5 meter and 2 seconds. Now, this is the question from current electricity, where we have to calculate the terminal voltage. Now we know that the current in this circuit is EMF divided by total resistance. So EMF is how much? 10. Total resistance, these two are in series, so that will be equals to 5. So this is equals to 2 ampere. Now this current is flowing in this direction. Now we know that terminal voltage will be equals to E minus IR. That means 10 minus I is how much? 2 into 1, which is equals to 8 volts. So again check the option. It's the third option for question number 12. Question number 13. Statement 1 we are given that atoms are electrically neutral as they contains equal number of negative and positive charges. So it's a correct statement, right? Let's move to the next statement. Atom of each element are stable. No. Most elements are stable. So this will become false. So let's check the option. So here statement 1 is correct and statement 2 is incorrect. So for this, third is the correct answer. If c is the speed of light in free space, the correct statement about photon. Okay. So as you can see, we have many theory-based questions also this time in physics. So first statement that is given, the energy of photon is E is equals to h nu. It's a correct statement. All these statements, most of them are based on the properties of photon. So the velocity of photon is c, that is also correct. So here momentum is also correct, h by lambda, which is h nu by c. And here we can apply energy as well as momentum conservation. So this is also true. Photon is chargeless. That means this is false. So that means except E, all the statements are correct. That means A, B, C, D, all are correct statement. E is wrong. 15th question, which is from atomic structure. Now in this question, we have to relate the wavelength. Now in this question, when you see, you will be afraid that, oh, this much of calculation I have to do. No. Here we know directly that 1 by lambda is equals to R into 1 by n1 square minus of 1 by n2 square. That means for this, the wavelength is going to be maximum. Okay. And for this, the wavelength is going to be minimum. That means first option. So for A, it should be third option. It should be simple. 3, 4, 2, 1. So let's check it. 3, 4, 2, 1. So that means Second is the correct answer for this. No calculation is required here. A tightly wound 100 tons coil of radius 10 centimeter, current is also given to us. Then we have to find out magnetic field at the center of the coil. Again we have to apply the formula here. Magnetic field is equals to mu naught Ni divided by 2R. So we can substitute the value here, it is mentioned also. So this will be equals to 4 pi into 10 to the power minus 7 into n value is how much? 100 given in the question. Current is 7 divided by 2 into R. Be careful with the units. Here R is given in terms of centimeters, so we have to substitute in terms of meter. Okay, so when you calculate, the answer will come out to be 4.4 millitesla. So third is the correct answer for this. Here, this is the question from logic gate. All of you must be expert in this concept. So here, this will be not, so A bar, this will be B bar, and here, this will be A bar plus B bar whole bar, right? So when we can use the Boolean algebra, it will be A double bar dot B double bar, which is A dot B, which is nothing but AND operation. So for this question, fourth is the correct answer. Question number 18. The length of the wire is L and resistance is 100 ohm. It is divided into 10 equal parts. So we know that R is equals to rho L by A. So rest of the parameter are constant. Length is divided into 10 equal parts. That means resistance of each length will be equals to R by 10. That means it will be equals to R is how much? 100 divided by 10. So it should be equals to 10 ohm. Now, the first 5 parts are connected in series. First 5 are connected in series. That means R equivalent for the 5 part will be 50 ohm. Now, while the next 5 parts are connected in parallel. So that means for those, see, 5 parts are connected in parallel, 4 and 5. So for this, R equivalent will be 2 ohm. And these two now connected in series. So that means we have to add these two. So that means net R equivalent dash, I can write 50 plus 2, which is your 52 ohm. So that means for this, second is the correct answer. Question number 19 is from nuclear physics. So here, this is alpha decay. So we know that it will be X will convert into Y, ZA. So this will be Z minus 2 and A minus 4. That means what we are going to get? 80 and 286, correct? Then beta plus, so it will be Z minus 1 from here. So it will be 79 and A will remain same. Again beta minus, so it will be 80 and 286. Again beta minus, so 81 and 286. So that means fourth one is the correct answer for this question. Now question number 20. The maximum elongation of the steel is given. We have to find out length is 1 meter, elastic limit and Young's modulus. This is given to us. Okay. So now F by A is equals to Young's modulus into delta L by L. Correct? This is the formula we already know. So we have to use this formula and we have to calculate the value of delta L, right? So F by A is given as 8 into 10 to the power 8, right? And Young's modulus is given as 2 into 10 to the power 11. Delta L we need to calculate, divided by L. L is how much? 1. So from here we can clearly see that delta L is coming out to be 4 into 10 to the power minus 3, and this is meter. That means your answer should be 4 mm. Okay. So you can see in many of the questions we have to be very careful with the units. Many places we have to convert the units also. In a monochromatic light source in a Young's double slit experiment is replaced by white light. That means we are doing Young's double slit experiment with the help of white light. So we know that at the central maxima, path difference will be 0. Okay, so whether it is white light or whether it is monochromatic light, at central maxima we are going to get delta x 0. Now rest of the other, if you talk about beta, we know it is proportional to lambda. So that means rest of the fringes will be nearby this, it will be colored. So let's see here the options. Now there will be, see the third option, there will be a central bright white fringe surrounded by a few colored fringe. That means third one is the correct answer. It will be surrounded by colored fringe. Question number 22, we have to find out instantaneous power. So just recall the formula of instantaneous power. Instantaneous power is F dot V. So power will be equals to F dot V. Okay. So here we have to calculate V first of all, right? Displacement is given to us. So let's say x is equals to 2t minus 1. Velocity is equals to dx by dt. So this is equals to 2 meter per second. Force is given as 5. So power is 5 into 2. So that means answer is 10. And they have clearly mentioned that we have to take the standard units. So here 22nd, the answer is first option. Question number 23rd, which is from semiconductor. Now first statement, solar cell IV characteristics lies in fourth quadrant. So that is the correct statement. This graph is directly given in NCERT. Okay, it will lie in the fourth quadrant. And in reverse bias PN junction diode, the current measure is due to majority carrier. So this is a false statement. So here we can clearly see A is correct but B is incorrect. Two bodies A and B, same mass, undergo completely inelastic. So we are having A and B of same mass and it is undergoing completely inelastic collision, and the speed of A, it is moving with V1 and this is at rest. Now the velocity of the system after collision will become V2. So we can apply momentum conservation here. So we can write down initial momentum is m into V1 plus 0, and since it is perfectly inelastic collision, both of them will have the same speed and they are going to move with the same speed, which is V2. So that means this will be equals to 2m into V2. So what we have to answer? V1 by V2. So that means V1 by V2 will be equals to 2. So that means the correct answer is 2:1. Now let's move to question number 5. Question number 25 here. Now this is bit of calculative. Here we can see angle of incidence is given to us and angle of emergence is 90. Okay, we have to find out the value of refractive index, right? So I can say that this angle, since it is 90 degree, I can take it as critical angle theta c. Now we know that this is R1 and R2 is equals to theta c. R1 plus R2 is equals to A, and A is how much? Pi by 2. That means R1 equals to pi by 2 minus theta c. Now we can apply Snell's law on this surface, on the surface AB. So we can write 1 into sine 30 degree is mu into sine of pi by 2 minus theta c. Sine pi by 2 minus theta c is cos theta c. So this is 1 by 2 mu into cos theta c. Here we have to do a bit of calculation. Sine theta c, we know that it is equals to 1 by mu. So cos theta c is under root of 1 minus sine square theta c. So this is 1 by mu under root of mu square minus 1. So here when you substitute the value, 1 by 2 mu will get cancelled out, under root of mu square minus 1. Square both the side. So from here mu will be equals to under root of 5 by 2. So let's check the options here. So for this, second is the correct option. So my colleague will discuss rest of the question. So I'll hand over to him.
number 26 to question number 50. So let's talk about this question. Question number 26. We have to plot the graph of 1 by lambda square versus E curve. So we know the formula that lambda is equals to h upon root of 2me. E is the kinetic energy, and if you square it, you can get lambda square is proportional to 1 by E. So we can write that E is inversely proportional to 1 by lambda whole square. So you can say it is clearly proportional. E is proportional to 1 by lambda square, for which we have to draw the graph. So we can clearly say it is a straight line. All right. Now next move to the question number 27. They are saying which of the following quantity have the same dimension, right? So we know that angle is dimensionless and strain is defined as delta L by L, which is also dimensionless. So for this question, correct answer is 1. Now let's move to the question number 28, which is the direct based question, that if unpolarized light is striking the glass at Brewster's angle. So we know that the ray which is reflected is going to be perfectly polarized, and the ray which is refracted is partially polarized. So it is direct concept based question. So we can say light is reflected light is completely polarized and reflected light will be partially polarized. So for the question number 28, correct answer is 4. Now let's move to the question number 29. They are saying the moment of inertia of a thin rod about an axis passing through the midpoint of a rod and perpendicular to the rod. Mass of the rod is given and length is also given. So we know that I is equals to m into L square by 12. Now all we have to do is putting the value. So 2400, it is in the gram only, so you can keep in the gram. So that is basically in centimeter square. So this we can keep in centimeter square only. So L we are going to get in centimeter. So now put it 400 gram, and that will be L square and divide by 12. If you're going to solve this, you will get from here, if you get L square is going to be how much? 72. And if you take the root of this one, what are you going to get? You will get, you are going to get from here, this will be how much? 6. So 72 only. If you're going to take the root of this one, you will get 8.5. So you can easily solve that. 72 we can write as, root 72 we can write as 81 minus 9. So you can write 9 divided by 18. So from here we can get approximate answer 8.5 centimeter. And this is the question from the surface tension. They are saying that we are trying to pull a disc from the water surface. So we know that if you are trying to pull it, we have to apply some external force, and surface equal to surface tension, there is a force acting on this. So we can say F external is going to be how much? 2 pi r into T. So that is into T. So that is a very standard question we know. And this, if you put the value of R and T, then we are going to get answer as 19.8 millinewton. So 19.8 millinewton, which is the question answer. Option 1 is the correct answer. Now for the question number 31, thermodynamics process is given and ABCD cyclic process is given. We have to find the work in BC part. So you can see the BC part is volumetric process, isochoric process. So volume is constant, then it is direct answer that if volume is constant, work done will be what? 0. So option 1. Now here this is the question of a pure rolling. So they are saying the wheel is performing pure rolling. So we know that in pure rolling the bottommost point is going to be at rest. And if this is moving, the center of mass has velocity v, then it is going to have the velocity 2v. So if you read the answer, what we can get, that p is moving faster than the what? Q. Then what is going to be the correct answer? That p is moving faster than q. So option 2 is the correct. Now this is again very basic question from the gravitation. They are trying to find the gravitational field intensity at some other planet, and they are given that we know that G is equals to Gm divided by how much? R square. So you can directly compare the mass and diameter. So they are saying that mass is 1/10, right? So we know that if G dash we are going to take, then we can say if you are going to reduce the mass by 1/10, then we know that on the Earth's surface is 9.8. So if you're going to take the mass 1/10, then it will becomes 1/10 times. And again, if you're going to see this, the diameter is becoming half. So if you make the diameter half, it will try to become 4 times, because it is inversely proportional to a square of radius. So just multiply with 4. What are you going to get from here? You will get 3.92 meter per second square. So option 4 is correct. Now, if you move to this question again, it is the Wheatstone bridge for the capacitor. So we know that this is gone, So these two are in series, so you'll get 1 microfarad, and again for this it is 1 microfarad. So if you're going to add them, because both are now parallel, so you'll get the 2 microfarad. Again, very easy question from the capacitor. So correct answer is 1 for the question number 34. Now move to the question number 35. Again, it is the direct question. We know that inside a conducting or uniformly charged cell, we know that everywhere inside the potential is going to be same, and it is going to be what? Same as on the surface and same at the center. So we know the formula that V is equals to how much? KQ by R. That is the potential everywhere inside and in the surface also. So again, we know that potential point P and point C both are in the same potential. So what is the potential difference they are asking? Answer is going to be 0. So answer is 4. So for question number 35, it is the 4th option. Now again, this is very basic question. V versus T curve is given. So we know that acceleration is what? dV by dt. So all we have to see is, we have to see the slope. So we know that here slope is 0. So acceleration will be 0. Here slope is positive. So acceleration should be positive. Here slope is 0. So again, acceleration is 0. And here slope is negative. So acceleration will be negative. So if you see the graph, only this 0, positive 0 and negative. So this is the correct answer. Option 3 is the correct answer for question number 36. Now move to the question number 36. They are saying a bob of mass, some mass is, they are saying the mass is increasing 3 times of its original mass and length is made 1 by 2 times. So we know that the time period for cylindrical pendulum is 2 pi root of L by Z, so it has nothing to do with the mass. So we will not think about mass at all, but we know that length is becoming 1 by 2 times. So if you make the length 1 by 2, then what will happen? That new time period will become how much? 1 by root 2 times of 2 pi root of L by Z. Because the length will become, so and they are saying this is going to be how much? X. So this is going to be how much? X divided by how much? Root 2 times. So correct answer for this is question number 2. They are asking for the value of X. Understood? They are giving here that it is X by 2. So if you want to find the value of X by 2, they are giving. So that is going to be how much? If you want to find the X by 2, that is going to be how much? Root of 2 divided by 2 if you do, then it is going to be how much? This is going to be 1 by root 2 times. So that is a bit calculation. So answer is option 2. Now move to the question number 38. Again, it's a very simple question. They are saying what is the current, peak current they are asking. Peak value of current in the capacitor they are trying to ask. So we know that in capacitor, the current is going to be how much? V into omega C. So we have to take the peak value of voltage as they are asking for the peak value of current. So we can write here that peak value is going to be how much? 210 into root 2, and omega we know that 2 pi f. So 2 pi into f, you are going to write the 50, and capacitance is also given how much? It is given, it is 10 microfarad. So you can write 10 into 10 to the power how much? Minus 6. So if you're going to solve this value, you're going to get the answer as the 0.93 ampere. So for question number 38, it is the option 2 correct. Now for the question number 39, it is the question from thermodynamics, and they are trying to plot the T versus V curve. So we know that PV is equals to nRT. So we have to plot the T versus V curve. So we know that T is equals to how much? PV divided by how much? N into how much? R. So we know that T is proportional to V, so slope will be also proportional to what? P. So we can say that more slope, more pressure. So it is clearly visible in the diagram that this graph has more slope, so pressure is P1, this graph has P2, and the minimum slope is for the third one, which has the what pressure? P3. So we can say P1 is more than P2 is more than P3. So what is the answer correct? The 4th option will be correct for question number 39. Now let's move to the question number 40. They are saying iron bar of length L and magnetic moment M is bent from the middle, and they are trying to find and such that the angle between them is 60 degrees, then what is the new magnetic moment? So it's very simple. If you're going to bend into the middle, then we can say this is going to be how much? M by 2, and this you can also take as a what? M by 2. So this angle is 60 degrees, but if you want to find the direction between the magnetic moment, that actually it will come out as a what? 120 degree. So we know that whenever we have the two vectors of equal magnitude and angle between them is what? 120 degree. The resultant is also going to be what? Same. So what is the answer we are getting? Each has what magnitude? M by 2. So correct answer is going to be how much? 2 M by 2. Next, they are saying what is the minimum energy required to launch a satellite from the Earth's surface if it is having the m mass. So here the students can make the mistake. They may take that the particle mass was revolving near the surface, which can lead you to the wrong answer. So here we are going to launch the particle from the surface. So here before it is launched, only it has potential energy. So no need to consider the word kinetic energy. So let's suppose how much energy it is having, minus Gm m by r, which is the potential energy of this. And suppose you are going to provide some x energy in the form of what? Kinetic energy. And finally you want that it should revolve on the surface, on the altitude of 2r. So basically from the center it should be at what distance? 3r. So we know that total energy of satellite is minus of Gm by 2r. So which is going to be how much? Minus of Gm divided by how much? 6r. And if you go to solve this, you will get x is equals to how much? 5 by 6 Gm divided by how much? R. So it is the first option going to correct. Now for the question number 22, they are saying parallel plate of capacitor is charged by connecting to a battery. So basically this is the parallel plate capacitor and we have connected it to a battery. Through a battery, and if it is current in the circuit, then gap between the plate. So basically we are trying to bring them closer. So basically they are saying there is a gap here. So they are saying if I is the current in the circuit, then what will happen? We know that whatever the conduction current is here, it is the same amount of displacement current flowing between the what? Capacitor plate. So what is the correct answer? The displacement current of equal magnitude in the same direction. So we can say displacement current of magnitude equal to the I and flow in the what? Same direction. So basically they are trying to relate that inside a capacitor, what is the relation between conduction current in the wire and and displacement current between the plates. So correct option is question 2. Now we'll move to the question number 43. They are saying property which is not of an electromagnetic wave traveling in the free space, right? Now they are saying it is a transverse in nature, very much true. They are saying energy density, we know that energy density of electric field is same as the magnetic field. So that is also correct, but we have to choose the wrong one. That travel with the speed of, this is also correct because they are talking in the free space. Now they are going to originate from accelerating charged particles. So there can be a little bit confusion. It will be most appropriate if they had, if we are going to look for the most appropriate, but actually here it should be uniform velocity, right? So that is why for sure that these three options are correct, but again here uniform speed they have given, but it was a better option if they have given uniform velocity, but still we will go for the fourth option only. So we know that fourth option is correct, and which is what we have to fourth option is wrong, and that is what we have to choose for. So we have to choose for the wrong statement. So fourth one is wrong. So the correct answer, the correct option for this question of 43 will be the fourth one. Now let's move to the question number 44. They are saying a metallic bar of Young's modulus, this much is given, coefficient of linear expansion is given, and they are also given the area of cross section, and they are going to heat it from 0 to 100 degrees Celsius without expansion. So basically they have kept such type of situation. Basically they have kept a rod between the two fixed wall, we can say. So we know that F by A is equals to how much? Y into delta L by L. All right, and we know that delta L is equals to how much? Alpha L delta theta, we can say delta theta. So delta L by L we can get is this divided by L. So we can say it is alpha delta theta. Now all we have to do, this stress is given to us, so we can take those values. Young's modulus is given. So we have to find the what? We have to find the compressive force, basically we have to find. So F we can write as A, Y and delta L by L. So that is what is given. So we can say F, A, Y, and that is alpha into delta theta. Now all the values is given. We can put the value of A, Y, alpha and delta theta, and from here we are going to get the answer as 50 into 10 to the power 3. Now let's move to the question number 45. This is the Wheatstone bridge we are trying to find. So if you're going to treat the diode, you can see that instead of giving the resistance directly, they have used the diode. So if you're going to take the ideal diode, then none of the answer is going to be what? Match. So that is why it is our compulsion, then we are going to take the practical diode. And we know that when the diode is in forward bias, then it is going to have some small resistance. So we can consider that if it is 10, 10, this is 15, so we have to make this branch also to have resistance as a 15. So 5 is already given and we are looking for the what? 10 more. So if you're going to look for the answer, then we can say that in this option, the diode can have the, if diode is going to have the resistance as 10 ohm, then this would be the most appropriate answer, because if you're going to look for this one, then again it is going to be a reverse biased. And we know that in reverse bias, it is going to have the infinite impedance resistance. And again, in this case, we know that both are parallel. So in none of this case, the resistance of this branch can be more than 5. So again, this is also not going to a better option, because we know that for a diode, in forward bias, resistance is generally low. So up to 10 ohm we can consider. So there are option which is the possible thing. So the best appropriate answer is going to be how much? The one in which diode is in series with the 5 ohm resistance and it is also in the what? Forward bias. So we can see the option 1 for the question number 45. Now let's move to the question number 46. They are saying seed is placed in a horizontal surface in front of the strong magnet. So basically this type of situation is there, that we have kept a seed in horizontal space, right? Let's take as a north. Now we will read the options. They're saying hold the seed if it is magnetic. Yes, if it is a magnetic, then they are going to have some interaction. So basically you have to hold it. And again, if it is not magnetic, so no interaction will take place. If you move the seed and the pole uniform velocity, if it is conducting. So if it is a conducting, then there is a chance of getting the eddy current, right? So current in the seed will start flowing again. That will behave. We know that current carrying loop is going to behave as a what? We can treat them as a tiny magnet. So again the force will act between them and they are going to interact with each other, right? And again, if you're going to read the option number D, they are trying to say that non-conducting and non-polar. So if it is non-conducting, no eddy current will flow. So the most appropriate answer is going to be what? It's going to be correct is C and A and C. So option is going to be how much? A2, which is A and C only is correct. Now let's move to the question of 47. They are saying if the plates parallel to a capacitor connected with a battery are moved closer to each other. So basically they are saying that there is a capacitor which is connected with the battery and we are trying to decrease their separation. So we know that capacitance is A E naught by D. So if you decrease this D, what will happen? The capacitance will increase. All right. Now if you decrease the separation, then volume. So if you talk about, so this is correct that if charge is the charge stored in it, energy stored in it will decrease, right? So that is the correct, and charge will remain. Q is equals to how much? CV. So we know that voltage is constant and capacitance is what? Increasing. So A will also correct. So and charge will also be more, and the B, the energy is also going to be what? Less. Because, sorry, energy if you're going to calculate 1 by 2 CV square. So V is constant. If you increase the what? C. If you increase the C, then energy will also increase. So B is wrong statement. Now they are saying capacitance is increasing. So that is also correct. The ratio of charge to the potential. So basically they are saying ratio of charge to the potential. So charge Q divided by V, which is going to be the how much? Capacitance. So capacitance will not remain same. So they are saying this remains same. So that is wrong. And E, the product of charge and voltage. So product of charge we can say Q into the voltage V. Q we can write as C into V. So that becomes basically CV square. So C is increasing and V is constant. So that will also increase. So correct answer for this will be A, C and E. So which option we can go for? A, C and E. So correct option is option 2. Now move to the question number 48. They are saying heaters are connected in series and that is the rated power for them. So we know the formula that when they are connected in series, that P effective is going to be how much? P1 P2 divided by P1 plus P2. So if you use this formula, we can say 1 into 2 divided by 3. So you get 2 by 3. While when they are connected in series, and when they are connected in parallel, then we are going to get P effective as P1 plus P2. So which is going to be how much? 3. So if you take the ratio, it will be 2 by 3 divided by 3. So what will get from here? 2 by 9. So 2 by 9 is the correct answer. So option 2 is the correct. Now question number 49, they are saying the magnifying power of telescope. We know the formula that M is going to be how much? F4 divided by how much? Fe. So this is a very direct formula. So they have said F4 is 140 divided by how much? The 5. So if you get the solve it, you will get the answer as a 28. So option 2 is correct. Now for the question number 50, we know that dimension of this is a force. So if the dimension of this is force, this is also a force, this is also a force. So we can say dimension of bt alpha into t square is same as dimension of what? bt. So t we can cancel out. So at we can write as a b. So if you take the alpha t by b, so you're going to get 1 which is going to be dimensionless. So they are saying which of the following is dimensionless quantity. So it is alpha t by b. So option 2 is correct. So that is the complete solution for the NEET 2024 from Alan. Thank you, students.